Dramatic. On this morning in February 1258, Baghdad was still one of the most important cities on earth. Its markets were crowded, its mosques were filled, and its libraries preserved centuries of human knowledge. But outside the city walls, the largest Mongol army ever assembled in the region was waiting. Within days, the city that had shaped the world would never be the same. How did one of history's greatest cities fall so quickly? And what was truly lost when Baghdad was conquered? Calm. To understand the tragedy of 1258, one must first understand what Baghdad was. For 500 years, it had been the heart of the Abbasid Caliphate, a circular jewel on the Tigris known as the City of Peace. It was the intellectual capital of the world. While Europe was in its dark ages, Baghdad was a beacon of light. In the House of Wisdom, a quiet, scholarly sanctuary of dark wood and endless scrolls, translators and thinkers preserved the works of Aristotle and Plato while pioneering new frontiers in mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. It was here that algebra was refined, where the stars were mapped with precision, and where the foundations of modern science were laid. Baghdad wasn't just a city, it was the memory of mankind. Serious, but to the east, a storm was gathering. Hulagu Khan, the grandson of Genghis, had been tasked by his brother, the great Khan Monka, with the total submission of the Islamic world. The Mongol Empire was already the largest contiguous land empire in history, and Hulagu's army was its most sophisticated weapon. It was a multi-ethnic force of hundreds of thousands, Mongol cavalry, Chinese engineers, and Persian conscripts. Hulagu did not come to negotiate. He came to erase any power that did not bow to the Khan. Dramatic. Inside the round city, Caliph Al-Musta'sim lived in a world of tradition and perceived invincibility. He was the 37th Abbasid Caliph, the spiritual head of Sunni Islam. Despite warnings from his advisors, he failed to strengthen the city's aging walls or mobilize a sufficient defense. He believed that the Mongol threat was exaggerated, or perhaps that the prestige of the caliphate alone would deter the invaders. It was a fatal miscalculation. Diplomacy failed, insults were exchanged, and the Mongol war machine began its final march. Dramatic. By late January, the encirclement was complete. The Mongols did not just attack, they engineered a collapse. Chinese siege engineers built massive trebuchets and catapults, raining stones and fire upon the city. They diverted the Tigris to flood the Abbasid camps and cut off all escape. The sound of drums and the whistle of arrows became the city's new heartbeat. Day by day, the outer defenses crumbled. The City of Peace was now a slaughterhouse of stone and iron. Serious. On February 10, 1258, the Caliph surrendered. What followed was a week of destruction that would haunt the collective memory of the region for centuries. The palace was looted, the mosques were desecrated, and the population was subjected to a violence that historical sources still struggle to quantify. The Abbasid Caliphate, a dynasty that had defined an era, was extinguished in the dust of its own capital. Sorrowful. The most enduring image of the fall is the Tigris River running black with the ink of books thrown from the House of Wisdom. While historians debate the literal truth of the river turning black, the symbolic truth is undeniable. Centuries of unique manuscripts, philosophy, science, poetry, were lost to the water and the flames. It was a bibliocide that severed the link between the ancient world and the future. Calm 1258 was a turning point. The political center of the Islamic world shifted, and the era of the great caliphates ended. But civilization did not die. It transformed. Scholarship continued in Cairo, in Samarkand, and in the Ottoman courts. Baghdad survived, but the world it represented had changed forever. Its fall reminds us that civilizations are not only built through armies and walls, but through knowledge, institutions, and the people who protect them. If you could witness one lost moment from history, which one would you choose? Share it in the comments and subscribe for more journeys into the past.